As the leaves fall and the crisp autumn breeze blows, Mexicans celebrate a colorful and lively festival that defies Western notions of death and mourning. In this video, we will dive into the origins and significance of the Day of the Dead celebration, exploring the unique cultural elements that make this holiday so special. So, grab a cup of hot cocoa and join us on this journey through the fascinating world of Dia de los Muertos. Before we learn more about Mexico, make sure to subscribe and fuel your interest in the stories and culture that shapes Latin America. Day of the Dead celebrations date back to pre-Columbian indigenous cultures in Mexico. These cultures, including the Aztecs, Mayans, and other indigenous groups, believed in the cyclical nature of life and death and saw death as a natural part of the cycle. They believed that the souls of the dead could return to the living world during specific times of the year, including during the fall harvest season. The Aztecs, for example, celebrated a month-long festival called Mictecasihuatl, which honored the goddess of the dead and included offerings of food and flowers to the dead. Similarly, the Mayans celebrated a similar festival called Hanal Pixen, which also involved offerings of food and flowers to the dead. When the Spanish conquered Mexico in the 16th century, they brought Catholicism with them, which merged with indigenous beliefs to create the modern Day of the Dead celebration. The Catholic Church sought to Christianize the indigenous traditions, and as a result, the Day of the Dead became a fusion of pre-Columbian indigenous beliefs and Catholicism. The modern Day of the Dead celebration is celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, which coincides with the Catholic holidays of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. During this time, families and communities come together to honor and celebrate the lives of loved ones who have passed away. They build altars or ofrendas, which are decorated with flowers, candles, and offerings of food and drink for the deceased. The colorful decorations, elaborate costumes, and festive atmosphere of the Day of the Dead reflect the enduring influence of pre-Columbian indigenous culture in Mexico. In honor of and memory of their deceased loved ones, families and communities erect altars or ofrendas during Day of the Dead celebrations. These altars are typically decorated with a variety of elements that hold deep symbolic meaning. One of the most prominent elements of the altar is the marigold flower, which is believed to be a symbol of the sun and its life-giving power. The bright orange and yellow flowers are often used to create a path for the spirits of the dead to follow as they return to the living world during the celebration. Candles are also an important element of the altar, representing the light that guides the spirits of the dead. The flames of the candles are said to symbolize the warmth and love of the living, and help to guide the spirits back to the world of the living. Food offerings are another key element of the altar, and are intended to nourish the spirits of the dead during their visit to the living world. These offerings often include the favorite foods and drinks of the deceased, as well as other traditional Mexican foods such as pan de muerto, or bread of the dead. Ofrendas, or offerings, are also an important part of the Day of the Dead celebration. These can include a wide range of items, including photographs of the deceased, personal belongings, and other items that are meaningful to the deceased and their family. They are also meant to provide a space for the spirits of the dead to feel welcome and comfortable during their visit, and to let them know that they are still loved and remembered by their family and community. Overall, the altar and ofrenda are central to the Day of the Dead celebration, serving as a way to honor and remember the lives of loved ones who have passed away, and to welcome their spirits back to the living world for a brief time. The Day of the Dead celebration is a vibrant and lively event, with a range of festivities and traditions associated with it. In many parts of Mexico, there are parades featuring giant skeleton puppets and dancers in colorful costumes, as well as music and dance performances that celebrate the cycle of life and death. Many communities also organize competitions for the best altar or ofrendas, with prizes awarded for the most creative and elaborate displays. Despite being celebrated throughout Mexico, the traditions and customs associated with the holiday vary from region to region. As an example, in the state of Oaxaca, the celebration is known as Day of the Dead in the Land of the Radishes, and it features elaborate sculptures made from radishes. In some regions, families gather in the cemetery to clean and decorate the graves of their loved ones, while in others, they build altars in their homes. In recent years, the Day of the Dead celebration has spread beyond Mexico, particularly to the United States. Cities with large Mexican populations, such as Los Angeles and San Francisco, hold annual Day of the Dead festivals, featuring parades, live music, and art exhibits. The holiday has also gained popularity among non-Mexican communities, with many embracing its festive and colorful traditions. It remains a deeply meaningful holiday that honors and celebrates the lives of those who have passed away, while affirming the cyclical nature of life and death. People continue to celebrate Day of the Dead as a way to connect with their cultural heritage and to remember loved ones who have died. Many Mexican families celebrate the holiday to honor and celebrate their ancestors and pass on family stories and traditions to the next generation. It also provides a space for reflection on the nature of life and death and the importance of maintaining a connection with those who have passed on. The holiday has been featured in popular culture, including the movie Coco, which tells the story of a young boy who travels to the land of the dead to meet his ancestors. The film not only highlights the cultural significance of the Day of the Dead, but also emphasizes the importance of family, tradition, and remembering those who have come before us. The widespread popularity of Coco and other depictions of the Day of the Dead in popular culture has helped to bring greater awareness and appreciation for this important holiday, both within Mexico and beyond. As the colorful marigold petals pave the way for the departed souls, immerse yourself in the lively festivities and indulge in the delicious offerings of Dia de los Muertos, a celebration of life, death, and the unbreakable bond between the living and the dead. Express your love for Latin America by subscribing to the channel, and help us share our love for the culture, stories, and history that this rich set of countries have to bring.